Hey guys, good evening. So today we're going to take a look at the goodies inside our November ArtSnacks and our November SketchBox Basic. And we're going to talk prices. We're going to do some demonstration. If you enjoy this sort of content, stay tuned to this channel because I'm going to be doing a challenge for this month, maybe even 2 challenges. We'll see. So if you want to see the unboxing for this video, you can click this card here for that. I'm going to go ahead and read the card and the prices for both boxes. And then we can start talking turkey. And I know that's what you guys care about. So we're going to start with ArtSnacks. Here's what's on the menu for November. What kind of shoes does an artist wear? Plumchester 1.5 brush pin, $2.99 retail. Sorry, I'm digging for it. And of course it would be at the very bottom. So this is the Plumchester. New product, ArtSnacks Exclusive. For the last few months, we've been working on our very own brand of art supplies. Introducing Plumchester, creative tools for the modern artist. Our first product is the Plumchester 1.5 fine brush pin. The diameter of the firm nib is 1.5 millimeters and it will spring back to its original shape after use. The ink in this pen is pigmented, fade-proof, and waterproof when dry. A soft touch will give you a finer mark, but use a heavy touch for thicker lines. Plumchester will officially launch in 2017. To stay updated, go to plumchester.com and submit your email address. So basically, this is the ArtSnacks brand that they were talking about. And literally everybody makes fine liners. Like every art brand makes fine liners. So I'm not really sure what they're bringing to the market that doesn't already exist. But we'll find out, right? I might actually subscribe to see. It's kind of my duty as an art supply reviewer. And I am retiring, maybe, dun dun dun, these comparative reviews. More on that towards the end of the video. So, you know, reviewing some of the Plumchester art supplies might be a really good way to continue doing my semi-snarky reviews that you guys so much enjoy. And I do assure you, the snark is never... This is just how I feel. I've been reviewing art supplies for 7 years now. I have an MFA in art. I know a lot about art toys, and my favorite is traditional media, especially drawing media. So if snark does come out, it is because I have seen almost everything under the sun. It's hard to impress me, which is kind of disappointing, right? But like, you know, it's really cool because when a company can impress me, it's like, whoa, okay. Speaking of impressing me, the Molotov Graphics Aqua Ink Pump Soft Liner, $14.95 retail. It is a staff favorite. The Molotov Graphics Aqua Ink Pump Soft Liner features water-based ink and a soft tip brush. This tool will stay with you for the long term. You can refill the ink and you can even swap out the tip. To begin using your Molotov, shake it well. Pump the brush softly using the tip of the marker cap until you see ink seeping into the brush tip. Scribble until the tip is fully colored and then you're ready to draw. Please note, use the cap of this marker to activate the paint into the marker tip. Take a close look at the marker's body for illustrated directions. And there is indeed a teeny tiny, eensy weensy comic on how to do it. And I am excited about this because I knew Molotov was introducing water-based markers, watercolor markers for a long time. And they're prohibitively expensive and they're kind of hard to find. They're finally starting to make it over to Dick Blick, but for a really long time, I would wistfully watch Amazon and just see these outrageous prices and being like, someday, I can't spend $14 on a single color because that's ridiculous, even if it's refillable. I mean, Copics are refillable, and you shouldn't pay more than $7 for a Copic. So, you know, 14 bucks, we'll see. But it's really cool that ArtSnacks included this, and I'm actually really excited. They've done several Molotov products in the past. So, you know, it's always exciting to see something new that's a little bit harder to find. So, A+ to you. All right, Marabu Mixed Media Art Spray. And this stuff is so new that I can't find it on Amazon. And Dick Blick didn't even have this color. This is another super new thing. And it came in a bag to prevent leakage. Always good thinking. And it's got a shaker in it. New to ArtSnacks, $5.99 retail. Ready to try something totally different in your next art project? Marabu Mixed Media Art Spray is a water-based acrylic that can blend with other colors. It's ideal for use with stencils or as a surface primer for colorful creations. You'll get different effects depending on how close you spray and the angle of the sprayer over the paper. And you guys have seen me work with spray alcohol inks and little mini bottles of spray, and the craft market is no stranger to sprays. This is a Tattered Angel shimmer spray that I got at a Tuesday morning, and then watercolorists have put watercolors in spray bottles for years. So this is cool. It could probably even be used as a very light acrylic ink since it is in spray bottle form, and you do need fine particles in order not to wreck the sprayer. Next is the Pentel Art Sign Pen brush, and my lovely, amazing, fantastic, intelligent readers know that I reviewed these over a year ago over at natasuit.blogspot.com. And if you're interested in seeing me review not just purple, but all of the colors that these sign pens come in, you should click this card right shaw and you will see that. But you guys know I love Fude pens, so always happy to see a Fude pen in my box. $2.99 retail. Depending on how you hold it, the Pentel Art Sign Pen brush can give you the most delicate of fine lines, or it can lay down a bold line. Adjust the pen tip angle and pressure just a little and see how versatile this tool is. It's great for lettering. This pen brush also features water-based ink. And then finally, a bonus item, Stonehenge Aqua Coldpress Mini Pad. Bonus item. We can see why Stonehenge's new Aqua Coldpress watercolor paper has been getting incredible reviews. This paper can handle an amazing amount of water without warping or buckling. And it's also great for blending and lifting color. All right, oh, ugh. Okay, so again, our joke. What kind of shoes does an artist wear? Answer, Skechers. Take the ArtSnacks Challenge. Use all of the products in your box to create an original piece of art. Snap a picture of your artwork and share it on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, or Instagram with the hashtag ArtSnacks Challenge. Don't expect us to share it. Need help? Support at ArtSnacks.co. www.artsnacks.co. All right, guys, moving on. I realized, oh no, I read the artist card yesterday for SketchBox. So now we're going to talk about products. Tombow Recycled Color Pencil Set, retail price $14.99. This month is all about blended color pencil. Beautifully crafted from cedar wood, these pencils are constructed using finger joint technology, which reduces waste during the manufacturing process and saves natural resources. The dense, wax-based cores in these artist-grade color pencils are ideal for creating precise, detailed illustrations and sharp lines. A high pigment content ensures brilliant, saturated colors, which also blend and layer well, making it the perfect choice for this month's box. And this is, by the way, the basic box. The premium box includes different, often not better, but different art supplies. And I make that distinction because last month they sent basic people the Tombow ABTs and the Zig Art and Graphic Twins, which I really enjoy, and they sent their premium box users Copic markers, which are alcohol-based markers. So basically you're comparing apples to oranges, and that's a lot of these months. So many months ago, I want to say in February, SketchBox sent Irigetan pencils, which are also made by Tombow. So I'm kind of wondering why. I mean, I'm okay, like I'm cool, but I can't help but compare the two since I have done almost a year of these unboxings. Next up is the Koh-i-noor Tritone pencils, and they retail for $2.50 each, and I got Tropical and Flame. These innovative colored pencils add a depth and subtlety to your piece. Each lead is a combination of 3 colors meant to complement each other, a truly unique approach to colored pencils. And I received one of these, and I might actually know where it is. I received one of these in ArtSnacks in 2014. So they're not new. Derwent Burnisher. Retail price, $1.99 each. The Burnisher is a hard, colorless pencil that creates a polished finish on top of existing layers of color. Derwent Blender, $1.99 each. The blender is a soft, colorless pencil used to blend colors together to create rich tones. You know, I kind of wonder with the Derwents, I kind of wonder if maybe they sent color softs over to the premium, which would be cool. I actually have a lot of color softs and I really like them. So I'm down with not getting more unless I got different colors, but you know, that would be cool. I really like the color softs and I think more people should give them a shot. Faber Castell eraser pencils, retail price $6, and that's for these two. Faber Castell pencils are perfect for erasing unwanted marks, fine point erasing, and also creating unique eraser effects. They erase pencil, August box, color pencils, and charcoal, September box. If you know someone who would love to receive SketchBox for the holidays, be sure to sign up by November 20th so they can start receiving their boxes in time. And guys, I actually have a code that will save you some money. Let me go grab that code right now. All right, guys, my referral link is getsketchbox.com/refer/Becca-. And you guys can find that code down below in the description. My picture looks like this. I don't usually like sending pictures of my phones, but that's what my phone looks like. And it doesn't actually say how much you guys are gonna save. But I would say if you are going to buy a SketchBox, regardless of what I say, and I am not pushing you to buy either box, I am not saying either box is worth your time or your money at this point, I would really appreciate it if you did indeed use my code. That would help me out a lot, and it's not costing you anything extra. So please, please, please use that code. So let's start talking turkey. But before we do that, I have some housekeeping to do, some announcements to make. So I will unload these boxes as we talk. So I already told you guys, and I mean it, that my ArtSnacks versus SketchBox unboxings is going to end this year. I did an entire year of it. I did many bonus boxes, I did several premium boxes, and everything has been purchased out of pocket. The ArtSnacks box was given to me as a Christmas present from my wonderful mother, Denise Hilburn, and I purchased the SketchBox Basic subscription, again, out of my own pocket. And I also purchased the SketchBox Studio collection, the ArtSnacks lettering collection, and the ArtSnacks Inktober collection, as well as 2 SketchBox premium boxes, all out of my own pocket. Neither ArtSnacks nor SketchBox are sponsors of my content, and all opinions are my own. Of course, you guys can imagine this does get expensive, and it also takes a lot of time to do these reviews. And doing these reviews has kind of butted some of the content, some of the art tutorials that I would actually prefer to do. It sort of butted them from the queue. They've been recorded, but they get butted for these in the editing queue because, you know, these unboxings, these overviews are really only relevant if I can get it done as soon as possible. So if you want to save these reviews, because when I said I was stopping them, a lot of people expressed disappointment and dismay. If you want to save these reviews, there are a few ways you can do that, and you're not required to do them, but I am not going to continue this series if you guys don't. This is not wah-wah, this is not me holding it hostage, it's just I have other things I can do. And I know some of you guys would rather see those other things, so you may not want to save this series, and that's okay. One of the biggest things you guys can do that will cost you nothing, it will cost you a second of your time. If you enjoy these videos, please hit the social sharing network down below and share it to your social networks. Share it with your friends, share it with your family. Help me build my audience. That is really important to me. Many of you guys say you really enjoy my content. You want more of it. Well, if you really feel that way, if you really do want to see more, please, please help me build my audience. I'm doing my part. Please help me out. The next way that you can ensure that these unboxings and reviews continue is you can get in contact with SketchBox and ArtSnacks. This is something else that doesn't cost you anything but time. You can tweet them, you can email them, you can tumble them. Just make sure you actually use their usernames so that they see it. We don't want them to miss it. And tell them how much you enjoy my content. And if you link specific videos, specific blog posts, that's even better. Be loud, be proud, let them know that you enjoy this because they're aware that I exist. We have discussed things in the comments, but you know, on a public face, it's persona non grata. So I really need your help if you actually want more of this sort of stuff. Again, they do not sponsor me. I am not on their payroll. I pay for these boxes. I purchased them out of my own pocket. They did not pay for my education. They do not pay for my opinion. So if you want more of this, you need to let them know that you value this sort of content, that you value these sort of honest reviews. And if you don't, that's okay. You don't have to do anything. Don't say anything at all. Next, I am revamping my Patreon in 2017 to better reflect the needs and desires of my current patrons. If you want to continue these series, if you appreciate my opinion and education, if you enjoy these unboxings, the $1,000 goal per month, I know it's high, the $1,000 community goal is going to be to resume these comparative unboxings. So if this is something you really feel passionate about, head on over to the Patreon and become a backer. It only costs $2 a month. That's far less than even a single cup of coffee a day. And you can do a whole lot of good with that because it helps me finance these sort of things. So PSA is over. Let's talk about money. Wait, we were talking about money. Let's talk about different money. So this month's ArtSnacks brands are Legion, Marabu, Molotov, Pentel, and Plumchester. The price breakdown is for the Marabu art spray, they say $5.99 retail. I found it for $4.75 on Dick Blick, but not my color. For the Molotov Graphics Aqua Ink Pump Soft Liner, this particular pen is not on Dick Blick. It is $14.95 retail, €6.95 on the Molotov site, $8.99 on Art Primo, and for a set of 6, you can get it for $79.54 on Prime. And you guys will find links to everything below in my description, or you can head over to the blog for the entire review once it's up. For the Pentel Touch Sign Pen, it's $2.99 retail, $2.85 on Amazon, $2.69 on Dick Blick. For the Plumchester, this is only available through ArtSnacks and it's not for sale yet. So they say $2.99 retail, and when computing my costs, I had to go with the price that they gave me. However, there are many comparable brush pens that use a pigment ink. There's the Sakura pigment brush, or Sakura Pigma brush, which is $2.59 on Dick Blick. The Prismacolor illustration marker with a brush tip, which is $2.39 on Dick Blick. The Copic multi-liner brush, which is $2.79 on Blick. And the Pip pen, which is $2.05 again on Blick. And I know some of you guys have a problem with me using Dick Blick for my prices. As I always say, if you are a savvy artist, a savvy art supply shopper who doesn't like just throwing money away, you're gonna shop around and you're gonna shop competitively. So that is what I am doing. I am applying the same skills that I apply when I'm purchasing art supplies for myself to these boxes, and hopefully I'm teaching you guys who might not yet know where to buy art supplies some great places to find affordable art supplies. So this Legion is a sample, and it is not included in the box total. A 7" by 10" 140-pound block, and that doesn't mean it's gonna weigh 140 pounds. It means that the paper weight, that in a ream of paper of a certain size, it will weigh 140 pounds. And this actually doesn't quite feel like 140-pound paper. This kind of feels like something in between 90 and 140. 90 is typically student grade, 140 is not quite professional grade necessarily, and different brands have different standards, have different quality. It's just that a lot of professional illustrators and watercolorists and watercolor comic artists will paint on 140. So that 7 by 10 is $21.50 at Hyatt's. And these Molotov markers are refillable, and in the blog post I will show you guys where you can get the refills. So for the SketchBox Basic, our brands are Tombow, Derwent, Koh-i-noor, and Faber Castell. The price breakdown is, so $14.99 is the MSRP. These are available on Dick Blick for $10.69. For the Faber-Castell pencils, they give a $6 MSRP. They are $2.39 open stock, so each one of these would be $2.39, again on Dick Blick. The Burnisher and the Blender are $1.99 each, according to the MSRP, but they're sold as a set on Blick with an eraser and a sharpener for $7.39. Now, the Tricolor Koh-i-noors, they give me a $2.50 each MSRP, but you can't actually find these open stock too many places. So you can get them as a set of 12 for $17.99 on Jerry's, or as a set of 24 for $23.13 on Amazon. So for our ArtSnacks, it was an MSRP total of $26.92 with a lowest retail total of $19.46, and ArtSnacks is $20 a month shipped. And once again, I want to thank my mother, Denise Hilburn, for purchasing me a year-long subscription as my Christmas present. She purchased it with the intention of review and knew that I might be ripping these products apart, but she also knows that I enjoy doing this, so the gift is really in the review and not necessarily in the art supplies, although I have gotten loads of really cool art supplies this year from that, so that's really cool. So for SketchBox, the MSRP is $29.97, but the retail total is $25.36. And SketchBox Basic, which I purchased out of pocket, I bought 2 6-month-long subscriptions, and I need to cancel my subscription because I am not paying for another at this point in time, at least, is $25 with $5 shipping. So we are about to start our demonstration, but guys, I am parched, so I'm gonna go grab some water and I'll be right back. I return with a nice cup of mint tea, which should help soothe my parched and tired throat. So I've got some inexpensive watercolor paper over here for demonstration purposes. I thought I had a water brush, but it needs refilling. We'll get back to that in a second though. So I'm gonna go ahead and unwrap these Tombow recycled color pencils, and we'll zoom on in. And it comes in a metal tin, which is pretty fancy. The Irajetan pencils came in a cardboard blister pack, and it is a Japanese packaging with Japanese writing, which also means it opens the opposite way from what we're used to. And the packaging is actually quite lovely. So we get 12 pencils that were made in Vietnam. They have smooth bodies. Everything is, well, the color information is written in Japanese, but you could even match, how cute, you could match the Japanese color name to the name written in here, which also has the English name, which is pretty adorable. Practice your Japanese, or at least practice recognizing color names written in, looks like, you know what, hang on one second. My resident expert says that it's written in a combination of hiragana and kanji, and I believe him. It's just been many years since I took any Japanese, and I've forgotten all of it because my head for languages is just completely not there at all. And we get blue, purple, red, pink, orange, yellow, yellow, green, green, light blue, light orange, black, and brown. So why don't we go ahead and swatch these colors. And these pencils are actually buttery soft as compared to the Irajetans, which I actually don't care for because they're very waxy. The colors are beautiful, but I have a hard time using them and it hurts my hands. And we're coloring on, or we're swatching right now on Canson XL watercolor paper, so very cheap watercolor paper. It has sun tooth and it is thick. I like using it as sort of my standard demonstrator paper. And if I had a youngin in my life, I might be tempted to re-gift these because they are just so dang cute. And they're not bad at all. Recently, not recently, but like when I was in town, when I was in New Orleans for MeccaCon visiting my mom, I did a swatch and blend test with several different inexpensive brands found at Walmart, and I was really pleasantly surprised to find that the Crayolas blend a lot better now. They're almost as good as Prismacolors and much more in terms of blending. If you're just doing some very basic color work, Please do not flood my comments. I'm not an idiot. But the other caveat is I actually don't particularly care for Prismacolor anymore. I prefer Color Soft and Polychromos. I don't like the waxy color pencils all that much. I prefer the softer, butterier ones. And I have a feeling that Crayola has upped their game because of people who enjoy using coloring books for relaxation and meditation. So all of our colors are very bright. I might draw some very ugu, big-eyed anime girl. And we do actually get a peach color. So that could be fun. I kind of want to doodle that anyway. Next up, we have the tritone. And I'm going to try to dig up my other tritone. So the thing is, you're not going to get multiple colors with this because, let's see if I can get it to, you know what, tropical might actually be a better one because it's got that blue and the yellow. So you see, the individual colors are so tiny and close together, you're not actually going to get a whole lot of different, well, tropical actually handles that pretty well. It turns into a green, which is hard for y'all to see because, whoop, there, come on. With my horrible nails that I painted for Halloween, and since I use my hands and I'm not going to maintain them, whatever. I'm sorry, I can't get it to focus any better than that. But you can see now it kind of turned into a green. So we've also got a blender and a burnisher. So what a burnisher does is it basically pushes the individual speckles. You see how color pencil has like speckles? It pushes them into the paper. Whereas a blender is made of usually the same material as the color pencils. So usually a wax with something to make it harder and more sturdy. So it basically acts as an extender and will sort of just, it doesn't just push down or burnish, it sort of like moves the pigments. Lacquery Fine Art, and you can, I guess, check the description for that because I'm moving away from annotations so I can use the end cards. She does an excellent job of explaining the difference between burnishers and blenders and when to use them. So I will find a way to link her. I do recommend you check her stuff out. So we're going to use the blender first with black. And not getting much blending, but it does sort of create a lot of pencil dust, and it did sort of fill in those areas of white. Now with a burnisher, let's go over here to red. You're getting less of the dust, but it's not blending it quite as smoothly because all it's doing is pushing the pigments down into the paper. And the problem with a burnisher is you're going to end up losing the tooth of your paper and you're not going to be able to put down subsequent layers. Now you can remedy that by using a spray fixative, but if you misuse the spray fixative, you'll end up with like a white sort of ghosting over the paper surface, or if you use too much, you'll get that. Or if you don't let it dry fully, it'll just be gummy. So you want to use spray fixative sparingly. And I used Krylon's matte fixative for years. That was what my favorite professor in undergrad, Richard Johnson, recommended, and I really liked it, but it does have its flaws, and you do want to use it kind of sparingly. So, oh, that's right, we've got these eraser pencils, and they're pink erasers. Oh, I just love pink erasers. No, I hate pink erasers. They're garbage. But we'll see if these are garbage. You guys should know I like white vinyl erasers. I talk about them on the channel. When I do my recs for young artists, it's always go with white vinyl. White vinyl is so much better, in my opinion. You might have different experience than me, and you might have a different use case. You know, we all have different experiences. They can all be valid. So it does erase, and you can sharpen this in a pencil sharpener. But I really want to see if a Tombow mono eraser, which is my preference, will erase. Of course, my eraser drawer is packed so tight. I can get at the refills, but I can't get at the actual You know what? You know what? I'm just going to pull out one of the refills and be tacky like that. Okay, this is a mono refill. It is a white vinyl. We're gonna try it with green. It does not actually erase as cleanly as the pink. So for color pencils, I might need to keep those pink erasers around. Always good to know that kind of information. That's why we do these kind of tests. All right, so that is pretty much our sketchbox so far. I really like that they do fairly coherent themes, but I just did my scrawler box unboxing for October, and my patrons, who are the only ones who have access to that video, know that I really like the whole inclusive sets where you also include the paper and the pencils. I mean, I was really impressed by last month, but 1 month does not determine the quality of an entire art subscription box. Okay, so we're switching over to the ArtSnacks now, and we're going to use the acrylic art spray. And it's got a shaker ball in it. And we're going to just go ahead and so close, you're going to get a very concentrated radius. Far away, you're going to get more drips, and you're going to get a finer spray. You can make your own sprays with inexpensive spray bottles and watercolors or alcohol inks, and I have a tutorial on this channel for the alcohol inks. So I'm going to put this away and clean this up and see you guys in a minute. I did my spraying over my Ink Essentials craft mat, which if you are an artist, I highly recommend you check out. All right, moving on, let's grab a fresh, clean piece of paper and let's grab our Molotov and a water brush. Now, this is an Aqua ink. It is a water-based ink. And I don't know off the top of my head how many colors are in this line because it is a new product. But if you're curious, you can find that information out on the blog. So we have to prime the tip by putting it into the cap like this and pumping it until the ink starts to flow to the tip, unless it leaks into the thing. And then we're supposed to, let me zoom in. We are supposed to, oh gross, it's a fiber tip. Oh, that's not so bad. Okay, so the problem with fiber tips is they get mushy as hell, but that color is gorgeous. It is beautiful. And you can replace the tips. So if you guys are into these expensive little water-based refillable markers, you can refill them and replace the tip. So they're kind of like the water version of Copics. I love water-based markers. And I love watercolor markers as well. And I think they're greatly underappreciated by artists and crafters. And you can find loads and loads and loads and loads and loads of information about water-based markers, like those Tombow ABTs or even Crayolas over on the blog at nettasoup.blogspot.com. Now, let's go ahead and use the water and the water brush. And these are very water reactive, which is nice. You know what? Let's do something kind of fun. Let's use spray. Yeah, that's what that's for. And since we're playing here today, right now anyway, although I will grab a photo for the blurb, because if I don't grab them now, I got to go back and do them. And you guys know how it is. It's so much nicer doing it in the moment than trying to go back in time. Although the color is a little less saturated now. Anyway, first off, we're gonna see if this will layer, and then we're gonna spray it with the art spray. So in order to see if it will layer, yeah, it will a little bit. That's cool. So it is like watercolors. Actually, I kind of want to scan that for my online collection of swatches, which I use all the time now because I've been doing more digital art because I'm working on my Kidlit portfolio because Mama wants to get paid. So we'll just grab another piece of watercolor paper. We'll just do a little loose scribble doodle. Trying to be gentle on that nib. And then we're going to use the art spray, which is acrylic, but acrylic often has a water. I just want to see if it'll reactivate it, but it doesn't seem to. It's still kind of cool though. Cool toys this month, ArtSnacks. Oh yeah, look, 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 look. Once it's sat on the paper, it does start to activate that ink. So if you're brave enough to spritzity spritz after you've decolored, you might be in for some really cool effects. And so many people have already started posting their challenges, and it's only like the 5th, and I'm just like, dang. I mean, they're not doing videos or anything, but I'm still like, dang. Because like, I just doing my best here, right? But I will do the challenge, so you guys should continue watching the channel for that. So we've got the sign pin, and I've talked to you guys a bajillion times about my love of sign pins. And the Fude Touch sign pin is actually a very excellent introduction to sign pins, and they come in, I want to say 12 colors, but they may have expanded their line. And Pilot also does sign pins in colors, the Fude Mikase line, and you can find reviews for both. But the Pilot Touch are easier to find. You don't need to order them from any specialty sites. Heck, I think Dick Blick has them. Ooh, it's so nice. But it is water-based, as I'm about to show you guys. So if you want to do watercolory stuff, you do that first, and then you ink it with this after. Spritzity spritz. You can get some color effects. I'm sorry, I'm in like a really silly, singy mood tonight because I'm tired. I'm gonna save all of these because I am always looking for real media assets for my digital stuff. And I'm gonna do some more and then spritz it. And you card makers who get these boxes, I don't know how many of y'all there are, but I'm sure there's some of y'all. Yes, this is good for lettering. Not that I am much of a letterist. I am more of a comicist. But you could use this for really cheap and easy watercolor effects. And if you have multiple colors, even better. More color, more better. I mean, you could even use this for like the background of your challenge if you so desired. If you're looking for inspo, you could do that. I have a better, I want to get it before the ink starts to dry, but my little spritzer bottle is like, no. Let's try my finer mist water spritzer bottle. I just love how it like bleeds out. All right, so I just made a mess, so I gotta clean this up. I'll be right back. All right, guys, so we've got a couple more things. We've got the Plumchester 1.5. It is a brush tip, but it doesn't say it's a brush tip. I'm sorry. I think the name is kind of, like, fion, I'm so fancy. The Plumchester. I like names that kind of say what the thing is. But I didn't name it, so I don't get an opinion. But I'm gonna still make fun of it because I can. And it looks like it's got a fiber nib instead of a rubber nib or a rubber foam nib, which are my favorites. We're just gonna go ahead. So the problem with the fiber nibs is they start out where you can pull really fine lines, and I'm not going to do this here because I'm going to probably try to save it for my challenge video. If you apply too much pressure, it breaks all the fibers because they don't have any elasticity, and you basically get a mush nib, a wreck nib. So those of you guys who use pit pens, you guys are probably familiar with this, but with pit pens, you can actually remove that brush tip and flip it over and reuse the other side. I don't know if the Plumchester will actually let you do that. Also, at $2.99, I mean, unless they're selling it elsewhere, it's not really competitive. Pretty much every other brand has a fine liner brush pen on the market. In fact, within very easy grabbing distance, I have a beautiful, actually, sea green one that might be going dry. That's a shame. I barely use this thing. Fortunately, these are refillable. There it goes. So I've got a Copic one, which has a no, they're discontinuing these because you can't replace that nib, and it's a multi-liner. So a multi-liner SP, the $10 ones. Oh, I'm off camera. Stupid me. So they're replacing these, they're getting rid of these, but you can actually replace the ink cart, but once you wreck that nib, you gotta toss it, and that's a $10 thing, so that's why they're discontinuing that. Sakura makes Pigma brushes, and they also have the fiber nib, but they're much less expensive and they're available in a wide range of colors. So once you wreck this nib, you know, it's cheaper to replace it by like 40 cents. But when you're like, when we're talking about like $2.99, something that ArtSnacks has decided they want to go into, versus, wow, look at that. I think they actually use the same body mold now that I've got them side by side. Next to like $2.39, has been in the market for a long time. A lot of artists use it, is sold pretty much everywhere. You know, that's a brave choice. Although I must admit that if I were in the position to design art supplies, I wouldn't say no. It would be all like watercolor and brush fude pens. Then Prismacolor has a brush as well. And you also have the Pigma MB, which is also Sakura of America, but it's in larger sizes, black only. And the large actually features one of my favorite brushes. It is basically a Copic super brush, foam rubber, super juicy, very generous. You guys, if you're not using this for lettering, you gotta be crazy, because it's Copic proof, it's waterproof, it's gorgeous. I mean, it's only available in one color, but it's super versatile. And I've seen you guys use like Crayolas, okay? So don't even. But anyway, it's an interesting choice that ArtSnacks has decided to start their own art supply line. And I will be interested in sitting on the sidelines and heckling, I mean, seeing how they grow. Let's do the old water test. Now, it's unfair, to be real honest, because pretty much no inks are going to be truly Copic proof and truly waterproof until you let it dry for 24 hours. You should let it dry for 24 hours. It'll help prevent ghosting. It'll help prevent eraser pickup. It'll help prevent smearing. So there is actually no color migration with the water that was spritzed on with any of the brands I just showed you guys. So that is good. We're gonna come back 24 hours from now and take a Copic and just like shriek all over it and see if it smears, because it says it's waterproof and it is pigment ink, but it might not be Copic proof. So finally, actually, I should grab a shot of that while I got it. Finally, we've got the sample, Legion paper. And I love watercolor paper. And Legion also makes Yupo, and you guys have seen me talk about Yupo. And I use a lot of watercolor paper making my comic 7-inch Kara, which is available at natosoup.com/Kara-comics. It's a beautiful watercolor all ages comic that the whole family can enjoy, featuring a spunky, big-hearted protagonist named Kara, who's only 7 inches tall. So for 140-pound paper, it's a little thin. It's about the same weight as the 140-pound Biggie XL, but it's It really feels more like a 90-pound student grade. And really the only way to test watercolor paper is to throw a bunch of water and pigment and do a field test on it. So I will probably do a little doodle on this and ink it and watercolor it, and I might do that on camera, I might not. It is not going to be part of my ArtSnacks challenge. I don't really want, that's all the ArtSnacks challenges I've seen have been on this tiny pad. And I want to do something bigger and maybe offer it for sale in my shop after. So I will definitely do something on this, but I'm going to work on a larger watercolor paper instead. So that was my ArtSnacks versus SketchBox overview for November 2016. This video was sponsored by natosoup.blogspot.com, Natosoup's art tutorial and resource blog, i.e. me. It was also sponsored by 7-Inch Kara, the all ages family watercolor comic written and illustrated by Becca Hilburn. You can get that again at natosoup.com/Kara-comic, and all sales go to helping out this YouTube channel. Let's see. I guess that's the sponsors, both of which are similar. So if you guys enjoyed this video, if you found it helpful, inspiring, if it inspired you to do your own unboxing videos, if it inspired you to do your own reviews, please, 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 please take a moment to hit like. Maybe if you're a super generous, awesome, amazing, kind, wonderful, intelligent, good-looking person, you will use those social sharing buttons right underneath the video to share this video with your friends and fam on Twitter, Facebook, Tumblr. I've even seen people share my videos over on Instagram. All of those are super duper appreciated. I do actually see when you do that, it does tag me and it warms my cold black little heart. It makes my heart grow 3 sizes, and it makes me want to do more for you guys. So if you want me to do more videos, more tutorials, more reviews, more vlogs, you need to let me know. We need to have a relationship. We need to get serious. We need to start going steady. I need a ring. So yes, please share this video with your social networks. It does not, there are some artists who are all like, I don't like sharing other people's content to my streams because like people get confused and like it buries my art, and that's bull, man. Come on, I share y'all's stuff, y'all can share mine. We're supposed to be in a community. That's what a community does. We help each other. So you help me, I help you. If you have anything to say, any questions or comments, please be kind, but let me know in the comments below, or you can reach me via email, and you can find my email information over on the sidebar of my blog. I'm not super comfortable just giving it out on air. I don't really want to get 10,000 penis enlargement spam emails. I'm sorry for those of you with families, but y'all know that's what's going to happen. Let's see. So we've talked about liking, we've talked about commenting, we've talked about sharing. What else can you guys do? Oh yeah, if you want more of these videos, I am at this point in time going to discontinue these unboxings in 2017 to move on to bigger and better, more awesome content. But if you love these reviews, if you rely on these reviews, if these reviews make you laugh, if they make you cry, if they make you angry, if they make you feel, hey, that's art, right? Art is making people feel. If you like these or have strong feelings about these, please take a second and let ArtSnacks or SketchBox know how you feel. You can do that super quick, super easy by using Twitter. It's at SketchBox and at ArtSnacks and at GetSketchBox. Super easy peasy, takes you 2 minutes, means the entire world to me. You are giving me a gift I cannot give myself. So if you enjoy this stuff, let them know, please. And I would do the same for you. I do the same for you guys when you ask. Again, community. Ohana means family. Family means no one left behind, right? So, okay. Letting other people know. Finally, if you want to help fund content like this, if you enjoy content like this, this is the fundraising part of the year. It is November, and you can head over to my Patreon at patreon.com/natosoup and join the community. And community members get all sorts of awesome stuff, like backer exclusive videos, like the Scrawler box unboxing that I just shared with them. They get early access to all kinds of goodies. I mean, they had access to all my Inktober stuff like way before anybody else got to see it because I wanted to help them doing Tober. So if that sounds rad to you, if that sounds like the sort of content you enjoy, if you are a parent whose kids enjoy these videos, that is a fantastic way to keep the art content coming, especially as art education in schools has drastically slipped over the years. I'm doing my best to fight the good fight and keep the good stuff coming and teach you guys stuff that you guys can enjoy and use. So if you are into that kind of stuff, you can become a Patreon member and you can get the warm and fuzzies knowing that you're helping the guerrilla fight for more art education. So I think that's about it. I'm Becca Hilburn. I will see you guys again really soon. We're going to check in with those challenge videos. I hope you guys have an arty day. It's super awesome hanging out with you art nerds. Bye!